Hey YouTube. So here's another review on a quality product. Now this one is 8 years in the making. So this one is a combination set of the Britax Be Agile stroller that was paired with a Britax Be Safe base and car seat. So like I said, both these are just over 8 years old. It has withstood 3 kids, our kids, and actually still in great shape. Uh, the car seat and the base will probably go ahead and donate. Uh, so, however, the stroller, now, this is actually broken. So what happened, and this is completely my fault, this has been a great stroller and we used it a ton everywhere we go, parks, mountains, just the store, of course, around the neighborhood. And you can see that even all of the tires are pretty much bald, right? There's no tread left on them. And the material, uh, nylon polyester, everything still held up intact. And even this front area, so a little bit worn, but once again, mostly my fault, but still held up. I would use it to push open doors. Obviously, when I had kids with me, then some doors are heavier, and so I would just use the front of the stroller to push the door open, and so we can go out instead of that awkward step to the side trying to get the stroller out, next to you on a narrow doorway. But anyways, what happened is my son, who was about 45 pounds, was sitting on this part right here, and I would push down on here, which would then get him airborne. So it was almost like a seesaw. So of course, the fulcrum point right here, after 8 years and doing this many times before that, finally gave way. And so if I actually push down hard enough with some weight, not that much, this will collapse in on itself, which normally requires to pull this tab, and then it retracts, some sort of lever, and it allows the stroller to fold up. So there are plastic teeth in here that actually fell out the bottom today, and so it's broken. My wife asked if I could fix it, and I took a look and found the broken teeth, and so we have 2 other strollers. Here's a Bob stroller, the jogger stroller. We like it because we do a lot of outdoor activities in parks and trails and in the mountains. So this one works great. Now for day-to-day use, it's a little bit heavier, a little bit wider, but you get a steel frame, right? So if the same thing were to happen, you'd have to break through this piece right here, which is a lot more robust than a plastic gear set of teeth on the Britax. So, and don't get me wrong, I have no complaints with the Britax. It's held up, it's done its part for 8 years, 3 kids, wonderful. So along with, and once again, of course, our daughter, she outgrew this, and now she's in a toddler car seat. But the base, it actually, you can change the elevation, so you can get the angle, especially when you have all of the kids had this from newborns, from day one, out of the hospital. And of course, their heads want to flop forward, so you can adjust it. And you have this inclinometer to get it level. So it should be in the middle. And along with a seat protector for the car, we would use some additional towels in the front to kind of lift it up. And so you can get tilt it back. So you can get their head to stay back, especially when they're, if you have kids and newborns, remember that You know, they have no neck muscles. Their neck and head flop around. So initially you want it to just stay back. And then of course that's the base, stays in the car. You can take that out and it mounts directly onto the stroller. So works out great. And our setup was we had the car seat mount directly here. The other one's missing, but mount there. And we had a diaper bag that wrapped around the handle and stuff underneath for groceries and, you know, for the day-to-day stuff. It worked out great. And so we don't take this Bob stroller in the car. We keep it in the garage. And so for when we're going outdoors or to the zoo, to parks, then we load it into the car. Our day-to-day stroller is the City Jogger, City Select by Baby Jogger. Little bit pricier one, but that one, if you have more than one kid, it's well worth it. If you have one kid, I don't know if it's worth it, but definitely with two kids that need to be in a car seat, very well worth the money. And you can look up all the different configurations, of course, of how it can be set up. So I'll do a review on that later. I do have the two seats for that one, and it is nice, and I can still use it with my middle son. He's a little bit heavier, but it still holds up, and once again, that has a full aluminum frame, and once again, that pivot point, unlike the Britax, where you have this area right here, which had, it was pretty robust plastic piece that secured this, but like this one, you can see has a full metal frame. This is even suspension system, so it absorbs a lot, and of course it's on air-filled tires, so that helps with the absorption as well. And the only thing that happened on this one is this little plastic piece. This is a secondary lock, so you push this in and it allows you to lift this up. But I didn't really see that as a safety concern, since the kid's going to be sitting in here and they're not going to pull up on this while they're sitting down on it. Well, not likely. So yeah, that was a Britex, and you know, most of the times this is the way how we shop, is when there's so many choices, it's overwhelming. So we really stick to brands that we know and we trust, and amongst that, then we start to look at the different variations of what's going to be best suited for our needs at that time. And so the Britex, this is a company that is actually developing, they're patenting their own technology. They're not just following market trends and coming along behind people and just making a cheaper version of what's already out there. These are the people who are leading the industry. So we trust the name, and these are good, solid, quality products. Of course, a little bit more initially, but you know, you get what you pay for. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you do, and I'll put out some more reviews when I have more time. All right, thanks. Bye.